I've got a box that one of my customers sent me full of magazines or comics, don't know, could be either, for me to clean and press before sending them off to CGC to get graded. So what we're going to do here, I have no idea what these are. I'm going to open this box, we'll take a look at all of them, and then I'll pick one out that's most interesting to me. We'll take a deep dive into the flaws, and then I'll show you the before and after pressing results. My name's Jim. I'm with CGC Sports Illustrated. I always start these videos off with a tip and trick. So I've talked about this one before, but I think it's important to mention again, and I haven't done it in this series, and that is shipping from CGC to you after the grading process. Look, this is an expensive hobby, or it certainly can be. Pressing's expensive, and grading's expensive, and shipping's expensive. So I always look for ways to save you money, even if it's just a little bit, and everywhere you can. So the way shipping works at CGC, and this is just for the lower 48 states of the United States. If you're in Alaska and Hawaii, and I've got customers in both, and plenty customers in Canada, or anywhere else. I don't know if the shipping works the same way, so I apologize, but I know this is how the shipping works for the United States, lower 48 states. It's a flat rate based on the number of issues you send them, and it is tiered. So for example, if you send them 1 to 5 issues to get graded, the shipping and handling on that is $25. As soon as you add a 6th issue, it bumps you up into the next shipping tier of 6 to 10 issues, which I think is $30. And then if you send an 11th issue, bumps you up again into the next tier, which I think is $45. So to be as cost efficient when you're submitting your comics and magazines to CGC for grading, always a good idea to do them in groups of 5. Because that's going to be the most cost-effective way to get them shipped back to you. So that's this week's tip and trick. Let's open this box and see what my customer sent me to work on. Okay, so I want to thank Andy, who's my customer, for giving me permission to showcase his issues and some really interesting things. I love it when it's interesting. And these are definitely interesting, and I've already decided on which one I'm going to focus on when we do the pressing before and after. But let's take a look at some of these. Very cool. So Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the Sports Illustrated Presents. Again, I've talked about this many times. The regular Sports Illustrated weekly issues are one series. The special commemorative issues, which you can only buy on the newsstand, are called Sports Illustrated Presents. They are a kind of a different publication. They're listed separately, as they should be in the CGC census. So something to know. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl championship from 2002. Very cool. Square spine. Always presents a separate challenge when it comes to pressing. Okay, lots of Slam magazine. So this is right up my alley because I think Slam is the most interesting publication this very second. The publication that is putting out the most interesting stuff today by a mile is Slam Magazine. I'd say Time Magazine is probably second. What Sports Illustrated has become is boring. That's the word. Of all the stuff that's going on with Sports Illustrated and their bankruptcy and new publisher and blah, 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 ownership changes and shutting down and then being back up and all that sort of chaos that they've been around, they have become the worst thing you can possibly be to collectors. And that is boring. And that is where the current issue, the current state of modern Sports Illustrated, ultra-modern Sports Illustrateds is boring. But not Slam Magazine, because I got Ant Edwards right here, baby. Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Slam 249, came out on April-May 2024. Slam just crushing a dunk over some dude there from the Sacramento Kings. I have this one in an orange metal. Can't remember if it showed up in an unboxing video yet, but very, very, very cool. You know I love me some Luka Doncic. Luka. Last NBA game I went to was 2019 in Dallas. My daughter and I were in town actually for the college football playoff game that was happening at Jerry World in Dallas. And the Mavericks happened to have a home game. We were there a couple days early. And so got some tickets on StubHub and went and saw the Dallas Mavericks. Can't even remember who they play, but Luka had a night, man. Dropped like 40 plus, 10 rebounds, great game. Ever since then, I'm a big Luka Doncic fan. Big fan of that cover. Love everything about it. Joker, nice one here. This is him and his after the second championship that the Denver Nuggets won. This is Slam 245 from August-September 2023. So, Jokic, very cool. Oh, you know, I love me some Caitlin Clark. First Slam cover, rather, in her Iowa uniform. I love how it's all black to match the Iowa uniform. I love everything about this. Slam 249, April-May 2024. Ooh, that looks like a clean copy. Looks like somebody's got a shot at a 9.8 with this baby. I am all on board with Caitlin Clark. I'm a huge, huge fan. Watched all her games in the WNBA this year, and I'm excited, even though it's not until next summer, the next WNBA season. Never thought those words would ever come out of my mouth. I'm excited 8 months in advance for the next WNBA season. What's going on in the world? What have we come to? Cooper Flag, that's what we've come to. Okay. Told the story before. Well, let's get through the particulars. This is Slam 247, December 2023, January 2024. Cooper Flag, this is his first appearance on any major sports publication. He is a freshman at Duke. I've told the story before. This guy's been hyped up forever. 17 years old, from Maine, a hotbed of basketball activity, right? Maine. Whenever there's a ton of hype, I am always skeptical. And I was skeptical of Cooper Flag, and then I saw him play against Team USA, LeBron, Steph, Durant, AD over the summer, and 17-year-old Cooper Flag absolutely hung with those guys and had a great game in an exhibition game they put on. So I'm big fan of Cooper Flag. College basketball season is here. Going to be interesting to see what he does at Duke this year. Should be a lot of fun. This one. So obviously, I got a Tampa Bay fan here. Don't see this one very often, which I love. Love seeing stuff I don't see very often. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Joe Jaravicious on the cover. This was February 3rd, 2003. So that'll be fun to work on. Crack and press alert. It is a crack and press alert. So my customers sent this to me, obviously. We've got a LeBron James first cover at 8.0. I already see some staining on the back that is going to be a problem, but I also see some flaws that I definitely can fix in the pressing process. Don't know how much of a bump we're going to get on this, but let's go get this cracked and let's get it cleaned and pressed and talk all about it. This is the one I'm going to feature. LeBron James, first cover, crack and press, 8.0. I love a crack and press. It's gambling, and I love gambling. And I love gambling on Sports Illustrated. So let's go take a look. So this is one of the newer CGC slabs. You can see that it's got that little indented well on the back there where the label is. These are much more difficult to open than the old magazine slabs. I always bring this out for my crack and press videos, my mini sledgehammer, and some people give me crap for it because they think it's overkill. And it is a little bit. But part of it is just theater. Plus, I kind of like this thing and I like to use it. So here's what I do when I crack these modern, the newer slabs. You got to crack all four of these corners here. So if you crack those two at the top and then those two where it kind of connects again right there below the label, that'll allow you to pry the front part and the back part of the slab open and allow you to get into it. And really, most people think that this is the most dangerous part of the process. And it's not, because there's a lot that's protecting the magazine, and as long as you're not an idiot just hammering away right in the middle, which I would never do, stick to the corners, you're going to be in good shape. The more dangerous part of the process, which I'll show next, is getting it out of the inner sleeve. That's where the real danger comes in. But let's start with the slab, get this cracked, and then we'll move on to the soft inner sleeve. Okay, now that it's cracked out of the slab, time for me to do my best Steve Stone impersonation. For all you young pressers watching at home, Do the responsible thing. Don't be a jerk, okay? Send your labels back to CGC if you're cracking and pressing at home. They will remove this certification number from the population reports. Do what's right by the hobby in general. Don't be selfish and lazy and just throw this away. Send this back into CGC. That's number one. Now, it is time, so you can see, this is kind of a soft plastic that's bendable inner sleeve that protects it. There is not much room on the sides. And what you've got to do is take an X-Acto knife, at least that's what I use, and cut along here and here and here, peel it back, and then very carefully remove your issue. This is where most of the damage takes place when you're working on these or you're inexperienced or doing it too fast. It happens here. You can easily drag your knife right across your cover and created permanent damage that just can't be fixed. So gonna cut this and then we'll take a look at the raw issue. All right, here's our beautiful LeBron issue. I've got it supported so that I can easily maneuver this and take a look at it without risking or putting additional bends or creases. I've got a backer board at the center fold and then one between the front cover and the rear cover. Now let's dig in. Tiny little spine issues there. We've got a little bit of white on the corner. Pressing's not going to fix that. Little bit of a spine tick there. See that guy? Little spine line right there. This corner right there, we've got some white showing, some color break from the cover. Got a little bit of color break on that spine tick right there. Finger bend right there. Some waviness. That corner looks good. Light, very low. Oh, geez, I don't like that at all. A little bit of a ding there. That corner's got a little something at the top. And then as we just kind of glance around at the whole issue, either got some debris or scuffing right there. Little finger bend right there. To the back. Got some issues right there. That is, geez, that looks like staining to me. Little baby finger bend right there. That corner looks good. Bottom looks real good. A little finger bend there. A couple small dents right there. What is going on here? There is just the tiniest little line there. Almost looks like a roller mark, which I've talked about before, happens during the printing process. That's definitely a roller mark. Right there. That's definitely a roller mark right there. Got a little scuff there. Another roller mark. Roller marks, fortunately, are production flaws, so CGC goes a lot easier on those. A little bit of bending up there. That looks pretty good. So what are we looking at here? That looks like staining. That looks like dirt. I think I might be able to get that part off. Little baby dent right there. Yeah, not sure what that is. Got my work cut out for me on this one. You saw this was a grade of 8.0. If anything, I think that was a little bit generous, which unfortunately, when you're doing a crack and press, is not what you want to hear. Not quite sure what kind of improvement I can make. Look, I'm pretty confident that we can at the very least get a baby bump up to 8.5 on this, but I want to do a lot better. Time to get to work. This guy has been cleaned and pressed. Let's take a look at the results. Had some little spine ticks here that have all gone away. Very nice. Very nice there. Had a little bit of a finger bend in there. That part has just got a little bit of a shadow left, but looks great. This was the nasty part right in here. Holy cow, did that come out great. I was really worried about that ding right there, but just the slightest little permanent shadow. Other than that, it's in great shape. All the waviness and the little bends on the front are all gone. Now the back was all about dirt. Now this is a nasty stain, showing up a lot more there. There was some debris. I was able to get most of the debris off of there, but the staining is still there. Top looks a lot better in that corner. Had just some little dings and bends around here. Looking great. Got a little bit more debris to work on there. That line looks much better. You saw we had a bunch of roller marks here. They don't come out completely, but man, they look a ton better. You can barely see them. There's one right there. I got all the debris. There was a ton of dirt in this section. Got all that off, but those stains right there and right there are still hanging around. This was an 8.0 crack and press. After cleaning and pressing, I'm highly confident this is at least an 8.5, and I think it's got a shot at 9.0. Definitely worth it for a very collectible, iconic piece like LeBron James' first cover. Always love a crack and press project. I'm going to guarantee we'll get at the very least a baby bump out of this one and maybe a full 1.0 jump from the previous 8.0. So much fun. If you're interested in my comic and magazine cleaning and pressing service, drop a comment on YouTube. Find me on social media. Same username is here, CGC Sports Illustrated. I'm on Twitter and eBay and Facebook groups and TikTok and Instagram and probably 2 or 3 other platforms that I forget about. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. New unboxing videos every Monday, pressing unboxing videos every Thursday, and thanks for watching.